guys, welcome back to the Curly Reader. My name's Amanda, and today I want to share with you my Christmas / beginning of the year bookish things haul. All right, so that was a little convoluted, but basically what I want to share with you today is all the bookish things that I got for Christmas, along with all of the books that I've acquired since my last book haul. So let's start with my blind date unboxing. So I got this from my friend Kim. Her channel is Bookmarks and Breadsticks. She owns a company that does subscription boxes by the same name, and they are all like food related book subscription boxes. So with the subscription box, you get a book and like foodie items and stuff that she always supports small businesses, and she always donates a portion of her proceeds to fight hunger in her local community, which I love. I think that that's such a cool like tie-in to books and fighting hunger, and I know she's really, really passionate about this. So she has also started doing a blind dates with a book. So with these, you get a book that is all wrapped up, so you don't know what it is. And I believe you also, it comes with one book, one snack, and a $3 donation to fight hunger in her local community. So in my little package here, let's see what I got. I got a little card that has her logo on it. It's her little business card. And then I got birthday cake marshmallows. So those sound like a lot of fun. I'm sure my kids are gonna devour these. Those sound just amazing. And then I also got here a couple of stickers, just rude. Some stickers as a thank you. And so this is Read It and Eat. It is $25. You get a blind date with a book. It's a hand-wrapped book, carefully curated from a wide range of genres. And yeah, so you can do fiction, romance, young adult, and she just came out with the new ones, which are middle grade and cozy mysteries, I believe, are the two new ones that she got. So like I said, $3 from your order goes to fight hunger in her local community. And yeah, and then she also has, I think they're quarterly seasonal subscription boxes as well. And she also, sorry, this is a lot of information up front, but she also just started a crowdfunding campaign. And so all of that information will be down below about the crowdfunding and the link to support her and her business. And I just think what she does is, like I said, I love her passion. I love the tie-in to the literacy and fighting hunger both. And I just think she does so much for her community. So definitely go check her out down below. But she sent me, like I said, a blind date middle grade book because she knows I love middle grade, and so I'm excited to see what it is. There's no like hints or clues or anything on it. It just says Read It and Eat, blind date with a book on a little stamp, and middle grade and love, bread, and family on the front. So maybe that's the clue. Love, bread, and family. All right, this is what it is. All you need is love. Home is where you bake it. I have never even heard of, I think I've seen the cover, but I've never heard of this. A heartfelt story about finding one's chosen family and discovering a love of baking. So the other fun things with her blind date books is they all have some food tie-in to them. So even if you get romance or middle grade or whatever it is, it will always include a book that has a tie-in to food with it. So this follows 12-year-old Alba, who doesn't want to live with her estranged grandmother in Barcelona. She wants to stay with her mom, even if that means enduring her dad's cutting comments to the both of them. But Alba is surprised to find that she loves Barcelona, in the city her mother once called home. She connects with her Spanish roots, forms a close relationship with her Filipino grandmother, makes new friends, and discovers a passion and talent for baking bread. And then her beloved bakery is in trouble, and so they have to band together to try to save it. And doesn't that sound so good? I love that cover, and I cannot wait to read this. So thank you so much, Kim, for sending this to me. And like I said, everybody go down below, check her out, support her because she is doing so good. so much good for her community. Sorry, I'm a little tongue-tied today. But yeah, so that was the first thing that I wanted to share with you. Now, let's get into some of my Christmas presents that I got. All right, so everybody in my life knows that I love books. And so they tend to go that route a lot when they are buying me gifts. They don't buy me books per se, but they buy me bookish things a lot. And so these are some of the things that I got for Christmas that I thought were kind of unique. The first is this water bottle. It says on it, just one more chapter. But then I like it on the back, it has the markings to where you drink 64 ounces of water in a day. So like 8 a.m., 9 a.m., you're supposed to like hit all of those and then you fill it back up and then you go down the other side so that you get 64 ounces of water in a day. And my friend got this for me and I love it. It's got the cute little book stack with the girl sitting on the top and it's just so sweet. So that was the first thing that I got. What did you need, buddy? You just want a hug?
Yeah.
Oh man. I love your hugs.
The decoration.
You do? I like the decoration too. Thank you, buddy. What, buddy?
Can I have a bowl of these, please?
And when I get done. All right, and then the same friend got me these socks. It says so many books, so little time. And they're just these cute bookish socks. I didn't want to wear them until I could show you guys, but they're like nice and thick. They're from the brand Lavely. I don't know. But yeah, I love these so much. So I'm excited to have some bookish socks to add to my collection. My husband got me a couple of things. The first thing that he got me is this Christmas ornament, and it's a bookstore, but it's customized to say Curly Reader at the top. And I just thought that that was so sweet that he thought to get that customized for me. And so I can hang that on my tree and always remember my time as the Curly Reader. And I just thought that was sweet. Another thing that Santa brought me is this book page holder. So I'm sure you guys have seen these around. They're just these little, it's wooden. And it helps you hold a book open. So, for example, if you have a book and you're having a hard time keeping it open, you can put your thumb in it and just hold it open. And it keeps the book all the way open. So I thought that was very thoughtful. So I got that. And then, if you guys remember on my bookish gift guide that I did in November, I put this on there and I said, you know, if you have a woodworker in your life, you might be able to get them to make one for you. And my daddy made one for me. And so this is a book stand. So for example, if you have a book and you're in the middle of reading it, you can just set it on here and it'll keep your place. Kind of like a bookmark, but you just like sit this there and it'll just keep your place open. And so he made this for me and did it all. And then my mom wood burned on the edge, currently reading. So it says currently reading. And I think I'm gonna put it back here on my bookshelf and just keep whatever book I'm currently reading can sit right there. And I just think that that is the coolest. I am so excited to have this, and it's just such a fun little, very simple piece to have in your home that is a bit of decoration and useful at the same time. And so yeah, that was what my dad got me. All right, and then since we're talking about what my parents gave me, I will go ahead and share with you the books that my mom gave me, because she gave me 2 books. So when she was here visiting a couple of months ago, she saw that I had been collecting all the Puffin Chalk Edition books, and she noticed that I didn't have the Christmas Carol, or a Christmas Carol. So she went ahead and got me a Christmas Carol in the Puffin Chalk editions, which are my favorite editions of books. And I own all of them except for this one, so I'm excited to add this one to my collection. So she got me that. And then the other thing that she got me that is definitely a sentimental nostalgia gift is she gave me her copy. Sorry, I got emotional there for a minute. She gave me her copy of Heidi that her grandmother gave her when she was 8 years old. And so it has in here to Kathy, and then Christmas 1968, and then her grandma's name. But it has color illustrations in it And it's still like in readable condition. I love the detail of the, I don't even know if you can see that, up at the very top there's this detail right around the page number. Here's another color illustration. So it has color illustrations in it, and it also has black and white illustrations in it too, like here. But yeah, so this was her Christmas gift many moons ago, and she loved reading this book as a child, and I feel very blessed that she entrusted me with it. So that's all I'm gonna say about that, because I'm like, I'm gonna cry over Heidi, and that's ridiculous. So okay, next let's go to gifts that I got from you. So one of the gifts that I got was from my friend Lindsay. She picked this up from a library sale and was telling me, she's like, oh, I might give it to somebody for Christmas book exchange or something. And I'm like, hint, hint, nudge, nudge. And then it just showed up at my doorstep. So it's a library cast off of Falling by T.J. Newman, which I am stoked to have. And I think I'm going to be able to get the cover off of it pretty easily. So I am so excited to have this and read this. This is like a travel thriller. It says you just boarded a flight to New York. There are 143 other passengers on board. What you don't know is that 30 minutes before the flight, your pilot's family was kidnapped. For his family to live, everyone on your plane must die. The only way the family will survive is if the pilot follows his orders and crashes the plane. Enjoy the flight. It just sounds really good, and I love that cover so much. So thank you, Lindsay. She's the best. So Lindsay got me that. And then I was sent this graphic novel, which made it to my favorites list of the year. The Secret Garden on 81st Street. This is a graphic retelling of The Secret Garden, a modern graphic retelling of The Secret Garden. And Belle from Belle's Middle Grade Magic on Instagram, and she has a YouTube channel, so I will connect you to both of them. She's super active over on Instagram. She reads so much middle grade, and I love following her for just middle grade recommendations. She's super into all the new releases coming out, and she very kindly sent me this. So thank you so much, Belle. You're the sweetest. We've talked a couple of times, and she is just so kind, and I'm so excited to have this because, yeah, this was one of my favorites of last year. And then the other book that I got as a gift was 10 Words to Live by Jen Wilkin. This was sent to me by Gloria from the channel Gloria Thompson. And this has to do with the 10 Commandments. So it's like a fresh look and understanding of the 10 Commandments. And I think there is like maybe 10 chapters, or I don't exactly know. Yeah, there's 10 chapters. Each chapter has to do with one of the 10 Commandments from the Bible. And this is just such a pretty book anyway. But I am so excited to have that from Gloria. And then Gloria also sent me a puzzle. So this is the puzzle that she sent me. It's the Bibliophile puzzle from Gallison, Book Club Darlings. This is the actual, like, what the puzzle looks like when it's done. And I was so excited to get this. I just very recently got into puzzling, and I like dove in head first and like have not looked back. I've done so many puzzles. I actually did finish most of this puzzle, and then the white like around here was starting to get to me, so I ended up putting it all away, and I'll try again later. But it was so much fun because I've read a lot of these books, and so as I was I tried to do the puzzles without looking at the picture, and as I was doing them, I'm like, oh, what's this title? And oh, I know who that was by, so now I know what the, author's name should look like, or vice versa, and so it was a ton of fun. So thank you so much, Gloria, for thinking of me and getting this for me, and I'm excited to complete it eventually. Like I said, I got most of it done, just that white area, that was a doozy. So those were all of the gifts that I got for Christmas. So let's see, what should we talk about next? Let's talk about the books that were sent to me by a publisher. So occasionally, not very often, but occasionally I will reach out to publishers about new releases that are coming out and just let them know, like, hey, if you're sending out copies, I would love to review a copy for you. And so typically when I do my anticipated releases each quarter, I'll pick like 2 or 3 that I'm really excited about, and I'll reach out to the publisher about them. 9 times out of 10, you never hear back, but you always have that one, that 1 out of 10 maybe, or that slight percent chance that somebody's going to respond. And this was that 1% chance. I squealed when I got the email back. And so the book that I requested was Cress Watercress. If you remember my anticipated releases video, I was so stoked about this. And now this is a advanced reader's copy, or an ARC, or an ARC, whatever you want to call it. And so unfortunately the illustrations are not full color illustrations. The final copy will have full color illustrations, but they are still in black and white. They are stunning, and so I can only imagine what they're going to look like in full color. But this is the story about a rabbit whose father disappears, and then her mom moves her into an oak tree apartment complex where they live with like a owl landlord and a nosy mouse super and a rowdy family of squirrels and a pair of songbirds who broadcast everyone's business. And it's just about her, and I'm so excited. So these were sent to me by Candlewick Press, which, thank you so much. I'm so excited, like seriously. And when she reached out, it said, I would love to send you a copy, and I'll send you a couple of our other like books that we're releasing this spring that we're excited about. I just couldn't hardly contain myself. So this comes out on March 29th, and I'm so excited to read this for the release of that. And then they sent me 2 more books. So the first of which is The Patron Thief of Bread. This is by Lindy Eager. I have never heard of this book. I love this cover though, because it's like gargoyles, but then it's also her face in there. Like, what? It looks so cool. This sounds very much like a almost like Hunchback of Notre Dame-esque book. But it's about this girl, Duck, who is kind of part of this band of sea urchins. And then they decide, this band of sea urchins called the Crowns, they decide that one of them needs to apprentice to the local baker, Griselda, and to help fill and like steal bread from her to help feed this group. And so she ends up being the person chosen to do that. And then she starts really liking baking and Griselda, and her allegiances kind of start getting fishy. Meanwhile, high above the streets of this fantasy town, on the roof of the unfinished cathedral, an old, ugly gargoyle grows weary of looking out over the city and waiting to fulfill his destiny, to watch and protect. Told in alternating viewpoints, this exquisite novel evokes a timeless tale of love, self-discovery, and what it means to be rescued. Doesn't that sound so good? I'm so excited to read this. So this one comes out on May 3rd. And I'm excited to read and review that for Candlewick Press as well. And then the last one I got, I squealed again. I didn't even know this one was coming out. I haven't really looked into anything after March yet. But Christina Soon-Torvat's new book, The Last Map Maker. This one is Thai-inspired. It's a Thai-inspired fantasy about a girl who is an assistant to the most celebrated map maker. She's 12 years old. However, her father is a low-life con man. And in this kingdom, your status highly depends on your ancestors. And so if people found out that that was what her dad was, it would ruin her. So she decides to seize the chance to join an expedition to chart the southern seas. But she is not the only one with secrets on board the ship. And so she finds out that this ship is actually headed toward the fabled Sunderlands, which is a land of dragons, dangers, and riches beyond imagining. She must weigh the costs of her dreams. Vivid, suspenseful, and thought-provoking, this tale of identity and integrity is as beautiful and intricate as the maps of old. How cool. I am so excited to read this. I have yet to read Christina Soon-Torvat, and I am it's going to have a map in it. It says map to come. It'll have a map in it. You best believe it. If it has map maker in the title, it better have a map in it. So those are the books that Candlewick Press sent me. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to review these. All right, let's see. What should we talk about next? Let's talk about the 2 books. I bought 2 books new. One was a pre-order and one was one I bought on a whim. My pre-order that I have is Amanda Gorman's Call Us What We Carry. This is, did I already haul this? No, I talked about this in my books that I pre-ordered this year. I remember talking about it, and then I was like, but it was in my box of things I needed to haul. So this book includes The Hill We Climb, which is the poem that she read at the inauguration in 2021, beginning of 2021. All the years are just blurred. But it's a book full of poetry, but it's cool because some of it is like 2 columns, some of it is in black, some of it has illustrations. There's this one poem in here that I just think is the coolest because it goes from, I'm gonna end up flipping it backwards, but it's like lighter color to gray and it just keeps getting darker, but I flipped it in reverse, so it's actually darker and then it starts getting lighter. And so I am so excited to read this. I think it's gonna be so good. I'm excited to have that book of poetry. And then the other one that I got on a whim, I got this because I'm not going to be able to remember her channel name. I'll link it down below. But one of the people that I watched a video of her favorites of the year, and this was on it, and my library didn't have it. I couldn't find it anywhere, so I just went on Amazon and ordered it because it sounded really good. And that is Doors of Sleep by Tim Pratt. And this has to do with this guy who every time he falls asleep, he wakes up in a different, like in an alternate universe or in a different world. It's not an alternate universe. It's a different world. He has the power to travel between worlds while he sleeps. The only problem is he has no control over his destination. So he wakes up in like some dangerous places. So he ends up like getting hold of like sleeping pills. So if he does end up in a dangerous place, he can go back to sleep right away. Sometimes he wakes up in technological utopias. Other times it's the bombed out ruins of collapsed civilizations. So yeah, that just kind of, intrigued me enough to where I just bought it because it sounded good. What else are you gonna do? Now let's talk about books that I thrifted. So I have some here that I got from my library. They have like a bookshelf that you can buy stuff off of at any time. I have some I got from Goodwill and I have some I got from Half Price Books. I actually have 2 from each. So let's start with Half Price Books because that's what's on top of the pile. The first one I have is The Red Bandana, the Young Readers Edition by Tom Rinaldi. I gifted this book, the adult version, to Sarah this year, and I almost kept it for myself because I have yet to read it. But this is about a guy who basically was just a normal everyday guy, but he was a hero during 9/11. It's a 9/11 story, and I picked up the Young Readers Edition because it was on clearance at Half Price Books, and I thought that this would be great to have. I like having these Young Readers Editions of nonfiction books on hand for my kids, and also sometimes they're easier to read. So I grabbed that one. And then the other one I grabbed is another 9/11 book, and that's 9/10 by Nora Raleigh Baskin. And this has to do with 4 kids the day before 9/11 is when it starts, and it follows all 4 of them. They're completely different places in life, and so it just kind of has to do with that, and I thought that that would be a good one. The ones I got from Goodwill, first, I also got from Half Price Books, I got a puzzle, so I thought I'd show you that, because I'm going to start talking about my puzzles. But I got this Brooklyn Bridge Gallison puzzle. It will look like that when it's done. And I got that used for $5 at Half Price Books, and so I was pretty excited about that. I really like the Gallison puzzles. Sometimes the snow area, like this area up here, can get kind of tricky, but other than that, I really like them, and so I picked that up from Half Price Books as well. All right, now Goodwill. I also got a puzzle from Goodwill. I got this one from Goodwill, and it's just like a canoe rental place. And I thought that that would be fun. I got that for $4. So I grabbed that. And then I also got Louisiana's Way Home by Kate DiCamillo. I have Rainy Nightingale. It's like the Three Sombreros or something like that is the series. And then there's also Beverly. There's one about Beverly, and I don't remember what the name of it is now. But this one is Louisiana's Way Home. Does it say in here maybe? Nope. And this is about Louisiana, whose grandma like makes her move away from her friends, and she wants to get home, but then she starts getting to know people, and I really honestly don't know, but I do know that Katie really likes this one, so I got it. And it was like $1, so why not? And then this one, I'm like, I don't know if I really should have paid what I did for this, but you know what? It is what it is. It's a library discard. It's The Room on Rue Amélie. I do not know French. By Kristen Harmel. I know that she is a well-beloved historical fiction author, and so I just picked it up. But it has to do with 3 different people in France in 1939 during World War II. One is a little Jewish girl, one is a man in the Royal Air Force, and then one is a like newlywed in Paris with her French husband, and like fate brings them all together, yada yada, historical fiction. It sounded good. So I grabbed that. And then I grabbed 2 from my library. Both are also World War II, kind of. The first is The German Girl. This has to do with the St. Louis, which is the boat, the Atlantic Ocean liner that transported Jews from Europe to Cuba. And then it's dual timeline, so there's like a 2014 storyline as well. But that just sounded interesting. I learned about the ocean liner a while ago that all the Jews were kind of allowed passage on, but I don't know a whole lot about it, so I'd like to read more about it. And then the last one that I got is Family History of Fear by Agata Taszynska. I don't know if I said that right. This is a nonfiction memoir about a Polish girl who grew up after World War II in Poland, and she's blonde hair, blue-eyed Catholic. And then when she was 19 years old, her mother told her that she was actually Jewish and started kind of talking to her more about the war. But just like a lot of people after World War II in Europe, they didn't really talk about the war. And so she didn't really know much about her family. And then she started finding out all of these different things after she was an adult. And so that sounded really interesting as well. So that's it. I think that's it. But those are all of the books and fun things, trinkets, all the things that I got for Christmas and that I've picked up along the way as well. Like I said, go check out Kim's website. Check out the new middle grade option for the Blind Date with a Book and also her crowdfunding campaign. Like I said, all that information will be down below. So definitely go support her. I think she's so wonderful. So anyway, that's going to do it for me for today. If you've read any of these things, let me know. I would love to hear your opinions about them, as always. And yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope that you stick around and subscribe. And until next time, see ya!